Hello, it's Annabelle Beckwith here. I'm contributing to the 7 Stories, 7 Lessons thread, and my story today is one about change and leading through change. Now, a few years ago, I was working with a company that was going through a transformational change, a huge gear shift in the face of regulatory pressures, in the face of environmental pressures within their sector, and so on. And this programme involved working with leaders at all levels of the organisation, a senior level with mid-managers and those who were quite new to a supervisory role. And one could see the challenges and the difficulties that they were going through at each stage of that particular project. Of course, we weren't just looking at how to lead change and the processes and the structures for getting things to stick. We were focusing also on that very human mindset and response to change, which leaders forget at their peril, actually. So that's all going on in the corporate environment. Meanwhile, my mum, bless her, in the village where she lives, she was doing some voluntary work at a local charity shop. And speaking to her on the phone, she was saying, well, what a to-do. Everyone's in uproar. And I remember this phrase, everyone's in uproar. And I was thinking, good grief, what on earth's going on? Well, what had happened is there's a new manager, let's call her Linda. And she's come in and, everything's been working fine. Everything's been getting on nicely. And she's coming in and she's doing this, she's doing that. The lady was changing things, endeavouring to make them more efficient. And then the crunch came when she said, and do you know what? She's taken over the window displays. And this is why everyone's so upset, because Brenda does the window displays, and Brenda's on the point of leaving because Linda's just taking over. And at that point, I thought, now, isn't this interesting? It's happening with a major corporate. The same raw emotions are happening with a group of elderly ladies working in a charity shop in a village in Wiltshire. And this is where we start to see patterns of human behaviour that are consistent absolutely everywhere. And friends, if we ignore those patterns of behaviour, at one level we forget our humanity. On another level, we miss a trick. We miss a trick as leaders in any organisation. If we can tune into the psychology of who we are as a species and how we actually respond to these things, it enables us to be far better prepared for implementing change in a way that will actually work with people, that is more likely to bring them on board, and so that everybody moves forward as one with that organisation heading into the future. Obviously, there's going to be some spillage along the way. Not everybody is going to want to come onto that journey, but understanding and not underestimating those emotional reactions, which we tend to mask in a corporate environment because we're very professional, and that's what we still feel it. We still feel it. Understanding those, acutely understanding those, and watching out for those signs and signals is something that leaders should really be mindful of and learn how to do.